Hello fans, welcome to another piece of news. Today we have a bombshell that is shocking all Minnesota Vikings fans. But first, if you are not yet subscribed to our news channel, then take this opportunity to subscribe. Leave a like here too, because these videos are a lot of work to make and we bring everything here to you firsthand. Now today we have two bombshells. Let's go to the first one today. Asante Samuel Jr. could finally be close to the Vikings. Medical verdict in July could unlock trade. The rumors about Asante Samuel Jr. with the Vikings have resurfaced, and this time with a real countdown. After months of speculation and silence on the free agent market, the 25-year-old quarterback is about to undergo a decisive medical evaluation that could finally pave the way for a possible signing by the Minnesota Vikings. The former Chargers player underwent neck surgery in April, following a season marked by only 4 games played due to an injury that aggravated an existing condition. Now, according to multiple reports, including Josh Alper of NBC Sports and Jeremy Fowler of ESPN, Samuel will undergo medical tests in early July that should determine whether he will be cleared to return to the field full-time. With that, July could mark the peak of his free agency and reignite the interest of the Minnesota team, which has been quietly monitoring the outcome of the case since the beginning of the offseason. On paper, the Vikings seem satisfied with their current group. Byron Murphy Jr., Isaiah Rodgers, Mekhi Blackmon, Jeff Okudah, Dwight McGlothern, and Ambry Thomas should form the backbone of the secondary. The coaching staff has especially praised Rodgers, who was added via free agency, and is betting on the development of youngsters like Blackmon and McGlow, the RN. In addition, if the board really wanted to strengthen the position urgently, it could have taken advantage of the availability of Jaire Alexander. The former Packers signed with the Ravens for just $6 million. The fact that Minnesota did not get involved in this negotiation may indicate confidence in the current roster, or perhaps strategic patience, waiting for Samuel Jr. And that's where the rumors make sense. The buzz about Asante Samuel Jr. at the Vikings started in a peculiar way. In March, the Score North channel reported a curious story. A listener claimed that a friend saw Samuel Jr. at a nightclub in Florida wearing Vikings gear and saying that he would sign with the team. Despite the fanciful nature of the narrative, the speculation gained strength and intensified as the weeks went by. The theory became even more plausible when considering the context. A young cornerback with innate ability to cover, free, on the market, and with the potential to make an immediate impact on a team that dreams of the playoffs or more. Time passed, and the rumor went silent. But now, with July approaching and the expected okay from the doctor, the story may gain a new chapter. Christopher Knox from Bleacher Report summed up the situation well. Asante Samuel Jr. represents a risky bet, but with the potential for significant returns. In 2023, he started all 16 games for the Chargers and allowed a respectable passer rating of 87.4 when targeted. Throughout his career, he has 176 tackles, 6 interceptions, and 37 passes defended in 50 games. Solid numbers for a player still on the rise. On the other hand, the stinger injury, nerve compression in the neck and shoulders, is a concern. Daniel Popper from The Athletic revealed that the problem affects both shoulders and is congenital. That is, it is something that Samuel Jr. has had since birth. Even so, his instinct for the ball in youth still make him an attractive target for several franchises. If he receives medical clearance and is willing to accept a contract with a controlled value, he will quickly be sought after by teams looking to strengthen their secondary with upside. Baker Mayfield is involved in trade rumors with Vikings and Steelers. Speculation fuels NFL offseason. The pre-training camp lull usually gives way to bold theories, provocative rankings, and predictions that border on the improbable, and it Was exactly in this spirit that a new rumor emerged stirring up the NFL backstage. Baker Mayfield, starting quarterback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, would be on the radar of the Minnesota Vikings and Pittsburgh Steelers in an unlikely trade scenario, but which has gained prominence in the last few hours. The idea was launched by Brad Gagnon, columnist for Bleacher Report, in an article that explores possibilities for quarterback changes if something goes off script in the opening weeks of the season. According to Gagnon, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers could consider trading Mayfield if the team goes downhill in 2025, and two possible destinations mentioned would be Minnesota and Pittsburgh. A collapse is possible given that the team is generally in a slump, and the talented but inconsistent Mayfield tied Cousins with a league-high 16 interceptions in 2024, Gagnon wrote. We won't speculate on injuries, but the Steelers and Vikings come to mind if the Aaron Rodgers experiment fizzles out quickly or J.J. McCarthy gets off to a poor start in Minnesota. For the Vikings, the Mayfield mention comes in a specific context: the development of J.J. McCarthy. The team is all in on the rookie drafted 10th overall in the 2024 draft, and the coaching staff has been clear that it intends to build him into its starting quarterback of the future, starting as early as 2025. The possibility of Minnesota pursuing a veteran like Mayfield would only gain traction if McCarthy severely underwhelms in the early going or if he suffers an unexpected injury. So far, the Vikings have demonstrated a full commitment to developing the young signal caller, and the off-season investments made around him, both offensively and defensively, show that this is a long-term project. Still, the mere fact that Mayfield is being mentioned as an alternative suggests that there are observers who see the Vikings as a competitive team, but one that may need a quick backup if McCarthy doesn't perform. The speculation seems shaky when put under a more measured lens. Baker Mayfield is coming off one of the best seasons of his career, running the Buccaneers offense with confidence and leading the team to the playoffs. While he finished 2024 tied with Kirk Cousins for the league lead in interceptions, 16, that was in part due to his aggressive style, and not necessarily to a constant technical failure. Mayfield is still seen as one of the most talented quarterbacks in the league, with leadership traits and on-field presence that make Tampa Bay a real candidate to repeat a good campaign in 2025. The offensive cast around him remains strong, with players like Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and Rachaad White. With that, the idea that the Bucs would consider getting rid of their starting quarterback in the middle of the competitive window seems, at the very least, far-fetched, a speculation. That says more about the Vikings and Steelers than it does about the Bucs. Ultimately, rumors like this perhaps reveal more about the external perception of Minnesota and Pittsburgh than about Tampa Bay itself. The Vikings are betting big on an untested rookie, while the Steelers are placing their bets on a 40-year-old veteran, Aaron Rodgers, with a recent history of injuries. Both scenarios naturally raise doubts, even though each franchise's planning is aligned internally. For now, the Bake Show remains in Tampa. Buccaneers fans can rest assured, everything indicates that Mayfield will continue to lead the team in the quest for another trip to the playoffs, and who knows, a step further.